conference recognition that I will go over their names now. I was supposed to go over them in a minute. Let me find this off correctly. It's actually listed on the back here. So you guys can just stand quick. Just I'll name all 6, and then you guys can stand up. Alex LaPointe was first team all-conference in the 200 IM. Cameron Hess, first team all-conference in the mile. Zach Fink was second team as from his 1-meter diving. Andrew Battaglia, second team 800 free relay. Bob Draper, second team 800 free relay. Connor McCabe, second team 800 free relay. You guys can stand and be recognized for being all. And we also, by coach's nomination, we had to select an athlete on each program that would be recognized as Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year. This particular award is for those that we feel compete with integrity and class and work hard and represent our program at the highest levels. By nomination of the coaching staff, we named Declan Lyons and Melissa Wilkinson to this award. Thank you very much. And we had one diver that qualified past the conference meet to the NCAA diving regionals at Ithaca College the week after the conference meet. That'd be Desiree Klein. Des, please stand and be recognized.
Oh, girl.
All right, so what I usually do to talk about some of the stories of the season is I like to think of some things that stand out in my mind as some of the highlights of the year. I'm not going to recap dual meet by dual meet or such and so on, but so I picked 5 things I thought really stood out to me as maybe highlighting performances of the season that I'd like to share with you all, maybe relive and reflect on some of these good moments. The first one in particular has got to be actually for the entire men's team that we finished this. For the fourth story, I want to talk to you about the NCAA diving regionals, which for the first time in a number of years we had a diver qualify, Desiree Klein. Right, she dove as a freshman, did not make it back top 8 in either board at the state meet, did not qualify for diving regionals. And I would probably be not telling the story correctly if I didn't say that there was even discussion about whether Des was going to. Where are you, Des?
Hi, hello.
Way over there. If I didn't at least mention that there was debate about your commitment to the team back in August, right? So I won't go any further into that. But she certainly had some reflection and thought about what diving meant to her. And then she came back, and had an exceptional season. She broke our school record on 3-meter dive 11, 1-meter dive 6, and I'm sorry, which one am I getting? Which one did you help me out?
I broke both 3-meter.
3 of the 4 school records, 2 of which were 32 years old, she broke as part of her season this year. Finishing top 8, she finished 6th on both boards at the UNISCA Championships and moved on to the NCAA Diving Regionals, which had 27 competitors on 3-meter and 29 competitors on 1-meter. Now, I want to recall that she didn't make this meet last year, so she shows up and she finished 9th on 3-meter on the first day. And then this is a fun story if you haven't heard this, but she was the way that they declare swimmers or divers to go to the national championships is that they say that they're going to take 7 divers from that, depending on how many qualifications and participants, they take 7 divers to nationals. Right? So it's not as simple as the top 7 of each event. Like they declared that the top 4 divers on 3-meter were going to go to nationals, and then they were going to take 3 new ones. So if there were no doubles, like if 3 different divers finished 1, 2, 3 on 1-meter, they would have taken those 3 and they would have had the list set. Am I getting that correct? Is that right? Okay, good. Thank you for fact checking. Okay. So we knew going into the second day that they had already had 4 qualifiers and they were going to take 3 others. All right, and going in after 10 dives, Des was in 8th place, of which there were those 4 divers that were ahead, and then there were these 3 others that were there. And she was the 23rd or so diver out of 29, and one of the divers that had not qualified for nationals that was ahead of her failed her final dive. So we had about a 10-minute window where we're standing there watching and saying, Des hits this dive, Des is going to the national championships. Really, it would be a phenomenal story. And I'm not trying to minimize I mean, there were a couple other girls that dove just a little bit better on that. She finished a mere 10 points off of qualifying for nationals this year at the diving regionals, which is a phenomenal performance, especially because I mean, how many of those were seniors? Do you know how many seniors were ahead of you? But there were a lot. So we're looking forward to seeing what Des can do. The national champs go to Indianapolis next March. But congrats, Des, on a great season. And for the 5th and final story, the thing that what I really